I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late. You are from Kratom, my dear? Remember never to be discouraged by those who cling to their beliefs. They are worthy of our pity, not our scorn. The gods are just, and they care for their faithful. I think that speaks to many people. They will smile upon your service as long as it is performed in earnest. Little makes sense in the false contexts much of the world has lived under for so long. It is by the mercy of the gods that our faith has been able to reach so many of the heathen in more recent times. So it is for all the faithful. To know the true gods is to be watched over by them. As long as you are assured in your faith, the rest is not so important. Shall I end it for you? So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption. You came closer than most. No worse than any. Did you pull that from my thoughts? Ah. Pity. You know this is how it has to be. Oh? And what troubles you? They speak out of concern for you. Now tell me, is there something to their concerns? You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way? The trials of faith can be without mercy, separating us from those we love, leaving no easy answers. You have failed no one. The gods would not ask you to abandon your family. It is your family that has failed you. Yet they do not allow you the same. They would have you trade your deepest beliefs for their affections. If you allow this, you will gain their acceptance, but lose their respect. Hold firm to your convictions. Continue your work. Believe in the power of the gods to reach all people. Your family will find them on their own. As long as you worship the gods, you will never be without family. You needn't choose between the two. These are the ways of the heathen world. Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls. I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain. There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance? You feel you were responsible for this? If you approached the heathens because you believed it was what the gods would want you to do, then there was no mistake, and you bear no guilt. The gods gave us many gifts, but clairvoyance was not among them. They do not judge our actions by their outcomes. They judge them by our reasons. Act out of love for the gods, and you can never be wrong in their sight. This was a tragedy you went through, and it will never leave your memory. But you needn't let it burden your soul as well. Leave judgment to the gods. I see. And you would cast yourself out, is that it? If you believe that, then I have failed you as a teacher. There are many gods so that all people are looked after. no matter who they are or what they've done. The only ones who need fear anything are those who abandon their gods, thinking all is lost. But for those who beg help and forgiveness, the gods always provide. I will tell you the truth. There may be some among the gods who would see you punished. But after punishment comes absolution, redemption. Whatever stain there is upon your soul, the gods can wash it clean. But you must dedicate yourself to them in return. That is what makes one deserving. Will you return the faith they put in you? The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties. Anyone suspected of treachery must be reported at once. Good, you have come. You have heard of the recent defections from our order caused by this apostate in Kratum. This is a dangerous woman whose lies spread like plague. She inspires chaos, sows conflict. Because of these unusual circumstances, I am speaking to all our initiates personally to ensure there is no more dissension. Who she was no longer matters. If her following continues to grow, there will be war, and all our work will be undone. You were recruited from Kratum, were you not? You must have known this heretic woman, Yavara. I see. And did she return the sentiment? I trust that you will snuff out this flame if it still burns. The gods do not take pity on traitors. People such as this woman, they carry little room in their hearts for anything but their own delusions. I trust that you will not let these old feelings cloud your judgment. I pray her old teachings were less blasphemous than the new. Was it worthwhile, this mentorship? Indeed. If she had held true to hers, we wouldn't be in this position. As she has done for all of us. This friendship has no place in our current state of affairs. This woman has marked herself an enemy of the gods. They will not look favorably upon her friends. And what was your opinion of her? It seems we all had the wrong impression. And now she has allowed that flaw to drive her to these crimes. This is deeply troubling. She cannot be your sister, not anymore. For the love of the gods, you must destroy all feelings you have for her. Are you sure? As you say, then. But I warn you, it would be unfortunate should I learn differently from anywhere else. What I ask is no simple thing, but this is the only way I can keep your soul safe. She has become something new and terrible to all of us now. I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well. You told me once that you had never met Yavara. Now you will tell me the truth. You are wise to be forthcoming with me. I am willing to forget your prior lapse in memory. That is for the best. She has been using her prior relationships with our members to manipulate them. Are you ready to take the oath, to spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen? I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well. You are ready to give a confession? You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara Exincios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer. It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court. Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution. You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice. You told me once that you had never met Iavara. Now you will tell me the truth. How did you find it? Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason. Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect. What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? Indeed, you must care little for obedience, judging by the company you keep. You worshipped Aethys, did you not? Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country. Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned. The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased. Yet the other builders were slain, 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight? Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious? You were able to destroy a god because another god wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox. State your name and purpose, young acolyte. You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks. A leader without insight, directing an organization that does not question. Quite a vision, Initiate. You have devoted yourself to studying the work of my people. Why? And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you? The leaden key exists to ensure that you will not. Take the secrets home, and we shall follow. You are far from home, dwarf. A journey, then. It must be of some import to take you so far and to last so long. So it was worth it, then, to tell a dying beast of things it neither understood nor had memory of. I understand your duke's bells gave you a mission, yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have, and you will again be disowned. What of you, Orlan? My agents tell me you are far from home, both in distance and in years. Have your friends proven a worthy distraction from the pain of ostracism? Enlighten me, then. Is it Gallowayne you serve, or is it Weil? But such difficulty on the way. If you had only accepted that perhaps you were fit to serve neither god, just as you were unfit to serve your tribe, you might have saved yourself the trouble. Yet I suspect you amount to little in your god's eyes in either case. You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives. I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, But our business was concluded long ago. You think your abilities only flow in one direction. That isn't how it works, I'm afraid. Not for me. For all that you saw of my soul in the sanitarium, I saw as much of yours. I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it. The heart of this country has skipped a beat. Nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Thaos into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls. That's where you are mistaken. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our God's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark, and replaced it with one far worse. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. There is no false hope. Only hope for things that never come. No person can overcome his instincts by himself. Only with the aid of a god, someone he will respect and listen to, even against his every impulse, does he stand a chance. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust. For all my years, I have seen exactly what they are capable of. What the apostate asked was beyond any man. Telling yourself each day that what you do matters, that it isn't all for nothing, that the world is just. The apostate's world is built on believing lies. If you would welcome a wretched and lifeless existence, then by all means. But I will not see the rest of the world saddled with such a curse. It is the least of all possible costs. Are you so dense as to think a faithless world would not be ridden with calamity? All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way. I have no illusions about the costs involved. But what your brief lifespan obscures is that it is what must be done. That woman did more in her misery than most accomplish with their clear, ignorant minds. If only she had obeyed. Such a waste of rare talent and intellect. It is to show the proper perspective. Precisely. Their histories are droplets of water, falling into an endless sea. They are significant unto themselves for a moment, and then they are gone. You are not the first to say that. Nor will you be the last. As long as the cycle churns, my work will continue, unbroken. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. You have not thought this through. There is no leaving this place for you. I allowed it once. But you have made it all too clear what a mistake my mercy was. Hear me, Woedica. Your servant calls for aid. Neither faith nor loyalty in your case, I think. Your God deserved better from his follower. I serve all people, better than they will ever know. Better to live a competent servant than an incompetent master. You give your goddess too little credit, priest. But she has always known precisely what your value was. And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone, to doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices. Greater civilizations than yours have attempted to reclaim what we buried. The greater their successes, the worse their fates in the end. I have seen to it. You are living in the time of my people, Amawa. You owe them more than you will ever comprehend, and so it shall ever be. You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised. Guilt is a disease of the mind. If the mind no longer believes it is guilty, then that is as good as absolution. The spread of our faith ended many such atrocities. I do what I must to ensure it continues to do so. The gods are family enough to me. Your family disowned you. I helped you find one that wouldn't. The power of a family is in its reassurance that you are not alone. I gave that to you. And now I seek to preserve that for this forsaken country as well. I have always done as the gods will, and it has kept the world in order. They have wisdom and perspective that no mortal can match. This country does as it pleases, and look at the result. They play at being gods, commit atrocities in the name of their studies. This is merely a lesson well taught. Your city was spared by a god. It was destroyed by Kith, who took matters into their own hands. Such are the excesses my order seeks to correct. I am told you are the last of a great line, but my line will continue unbroken. My people entrusted me with their wisdom, and I ensure that their legacy flourishes. Can you say the same? That hope ended with your arrival here. Your people will fade from history, and the wheel will churn on without them. Your master's knowledge was already lost to the world. Any hope you had of rediscovering it ended with your arrival here. Yet the legacy of my people lives on, through their own ingenuity. Yours was a lesser people that chose a leader unprepared to lead. They have no one but themselves to blame. The legacy of my people lives on. They are worthy of it. They were wise enough to be able to ensure it. That is what separates us, why I do not need to accept a lesser fate, as you do. A murderer given life beyond her body, beyond her own selfish purpose. My dear, you embody the very reasons Kith should not play with the tools of the gods. Strong and lasting, the way it must be. We do not indulge the whims of bloodlust as you do. All we do is for the sake of a cure. And the lost gift-bearer. You have been many things in this life, all because you fear what you really are. There is no greater calling than the spread and protection of our faith. I regret nothing in service of that cause, or perhaps I have merely witnessed the alternative. But it was the promise of redemption that led you down that course. Where would you be if you thought all was lost? You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here? We are in a sanctum holy to Woedica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me. That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build. It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it. The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound. What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things. We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them. They are monuments to Woedica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete. Another turn, Inquisitor. I ask again, Jovara Ixensios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused? Do you confess to apostasy? Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith? Do you confess to false prophecy? Indeed. And where might we find this heretic? You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents. Another turn. You are ready to give a confession? Enough of this. I have failed. Forgive me, Woedica. Uluthen! Moeth Ixi Anath! Lavaru Beyond Seek! Brith Ulikna! Arthek Worth and Roth! Croak 10! Sakri Thu! Ixmaru!